Hey guys, welcome in. I'm having some major issues. I just completely dropped the phone a minute ago and have to start all over. So I apologize, but welcome in. It's time for 30 books in 30 weeks. And this week we're talking about this book here. It's called The Dance of Anger. And we're talking about anger management. We're talking about anger ownership, responsibility, taking responsibility for your own choices, all those good things. So it's Friday, so I know everybody's geared up and getting ready for the weekend, so I wanted to get the message in here early. I did not want to miss out sharing this with you. I titled this video, "I'm Pissed, Now Let's Dance." That's what most people do. They wait until they're mad to want to address things. So I want to talk about that today, and I want to talk about how that affects the success rate in being able to communicate your message. Because 9 out of 10 times, if you're trying to communicate with someone when you're mad, you're not going to be successful in conveying the message that you hope you're going to convey. So we're going to talk about that today. Again, this week's book, The Dance of Anger. As you guys come in, feel free to share the video out. Welcome some other folks into the conversation. If you have some feedback, feel free to drop a comment. Inbox me. My inbox is always open 24 hours a day. If you are catching this on a replay on Facebook, or if you are catching it on Instagram or on YouTube or LinkedIn, welcome. Thank you for joining in as well and making that extra effort. If you are someone who's just joining in for the very first time, you're not really familiar with 30 books in 30 weeks is, or you don't know who I am or what this whole thing is all about, let me share with you. Hey Jay, let me share with you what we're talking about. We're talking about anger, and 30 books in 30 weeks is week number 26 out of the 30, so we're almost done. We're on the home stretch. My name is Marcy Batiste, your Ultimate Power Coach. I am America's #1 reality-based success and recovery trainer, so I welcome you to the Ultimate Power team. I'm glad you're here, and we want to talk about anger today. We want to talk about when you get really, really pissed off. People piss you off. How do you handle that? What do you do? And I've shared in the videos earlier this week about how oftentimes we talked about claiming and blaming, right? We talked about blaming other people. People don't control your feelings. You control your feelings. They have certain behaviors. Their behaviors are open to your interpretation. They may believe that they behave completely appropriately. You may believe on the contrast that their behavior was completely inappropriate. And so today we're talking about what happens when we get pissed off. And I want to share a story with you guys. I took a train from LA to San Diego the other day. And on the train, so we're sitting, it's me and my group, and then there's a family, a husband and a wife with 2 little kids sitting in another, like directly across from us. And then behind them is this couple, male couple. And so I had noticed that the male couple was drinking wine on the train, and I had commented to my girl. I was like, oh man, we should have brought, us a bottle of wine. And so everybody's kind of going along, they're doing their own thing, and they had their wine sitting like kind of on the airplane, how you have the tray table that folds down from the seat in front of you. And one of the guys had his wine sitting on the tray table. Well, the seat in front of him happened to have a 4 or 5-year-old in it. And 4 or 5-year-olds love buttons. 4-year-old pushes the button, seat comes flying forward, tray table pops up, wine spills. This guy went ballistic. He went absolutely ballistic and was like, thanks a lot, you ruined my shorts, and this, that, and the other thing. So I'm sitting across the way, so I'm just watching this all take place. And so I'm looking, and the parents are apologizing profusely. They're telling the kid to sit still. But you got a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old and a 5 or 6-year-old on a 3-hour or 2-hour train ride. They're going to get restless. They're going to be bouncing around. It's to be expected. So, so the guy's super angry that the wine has spilled. He blames, so we were talking about claiming and blaming the other day. He blames them for the fact that his wine spilled on his shorts. Is that really their fault? I mean, his anger indicated that it was somehow intentional, that somehow someone intended for this to happen, that this was an egregious act committed against him, and that someone should, by all means, be held responsible. It's a 5-year-old. So he gets up and he's gonna go and wash off his shorts. Literally, I can't see any wine on this man's shorts. So whatever amount spilled was very, very minimum. And so he's ranting and raving about how they ruined his shorts, and this is just ridiculous, and blah 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 blah. It was your wine. You chose to have the bottle of wine. You chose where you were going to sit it, and you knew that there was a bouncy 5-year-old in front of you. It's not an egregious act against you. It was a choice you made to not hold your cup in your hand instead of, etc. and so on. Guy comes back. He's got maybe a wet spot on his shorts about this big on the lower part of the leg of his shorts. Those shorts are not ruined by any stretch. That being said, the whole point of this is about how he chose to manage his anger. And so this is what happens. So he gets angry. He shouts up at the couple with the 2 kids. The couple's apologizing profusely. At this point, there's nothing that can be done other than to apologize, right? So then he continues to rant and rave and complain and fuss and moan and bicker, and just works himself up into an increased frenzy, to the point then the guy sitting behind me yells, "Oh my God, it's a freaking kid, dude, calm down." So now he's pissed. And so now they're looking over here to the guy behind me, and I'm seriously just sitting here watching all of this transpire. The point of all of this is that we always have a choice how we're going to address something. So first and foremost, staying in tune and in touch with reality. Was it an intentional, egregious act committed against you? Did someone truly set out and wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to piss off, offend, violate, whatever, Marcy today? No. More often times than not, they did not. I can't think of a day that I ever woke up and thought, hey, I want to go piss somebody off today. People don't function that way. We don't operate that way. So when you get angry, there's a time and a place and a way to express your frustration, disappointment, anger, etc. Let's dance. So most people want to just grab the other person and pull them into the disagreement, pull them into the argument, pull them into the discussion. No warning. That's not a successful dance. Actually, now's not the time to dance. You have to sometimes wait until the mood is right, till the right song comes on, till you've maybe had a glass of, pardon the pun, wine, in order to properly convey your message. If you decide that you want to engage in expressing your anger or having a conversation about things that you're angry or upset about in the heat of the moment, it's going to turn into an argument, because you're going to fall into the blaming game. You're going to fall into the, let me try and prove I'm right, you're wrong. It's unsuccessful. Now's not the time to dance. When you're pissed, it's not the time to dance. But unfortunately, that's what happens for most people, is we wait and we hold stuff in and we stuff stuff down until we get to the point where we can't wait any longer It's bubbled up, it's bubbled over, we're bursting at the seams, we're so mad, we're so angry, we're so heated that we just have to get it out. Oh, I just couldn't wait any longer, I just had to say something. No, you didn't. That's the reality. It's a choice you made to engage in that conversation at that moment, in the heat of the moment. I say that there are teachable moments, right? There's a time and there's a place for those teachable moments. In the heat of an argument, in the heat of battle, is not the time to have a discussion about it. Sometimes you have to shut up and walk away. Sometimes you have to shut up and let the other person walk away. In the heat of the moment is not the time to dance. You will not ever get your point made. You will never ever get your point across. It's a disservice to what you're trying to accomplish. It doesn't diffuse your anger. If anything, it increases it. The other person may not have been angry to begin with, but based on how you approach them with the situation, they go from completely calm to 100% hostile without a thought, because of how you decided you wanted to embark on the conversation, or pull them into it, or whatever the case may be. So the point is, when you are mad, when you are frustrated, when you are angry, yes, your anger is a tool to say pump your brakes. It's a tool to say something's not right. It's a tool to say, I think things need to be done differently. I think I need to address some situations. But in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the anger, in the heat of the height of the emotion, is not the time to do that. It's not the time to do that. So, sorry about that. It's not the time to do that. So you have to really, truly pick and choose your times. You have to dance when the music's right. You have to have the conversation in the right frame of mind, in a calm headspace. Hey, Joy, you can't have it in the heat of the moment and have it or expect it to be productive. It will never, ever, ever work. Your message isn't going to be clear. Your communication's not going to be on target. And I guarantee you, you will waste the entire time trying to convince them that you're right and they're wrong. Your opinion holds more value than theirs. And they will be just as passionate about their position as you are, and you will get nowhere. It's not the time to dance. It's not the time to dance. So that's the message, guys, when talking about the dance of anger. Got a couple more days left in this book, but I did want to share that message today. Think about that the next time someone approaches you and they're completely pissed off and they want to pull you into their chaos. You don't have to dance. You don't have to dance. And if you're the person who's pissed off and you get the urge to go pull somebody else into it, you have a choice. Now's not the time to dance. And that's what I want. That's what I want you to play in your head. Is this the time to dance? Is the music right? Is the mood right? Is my mind right? Is my soul right? Like, all of those things have to be in alignment before you embark on those heated conversations. No matter how pissed off you are, in the heat of the anger and the height of the emotion, it's not the time to dance. So that's my message. Have a wonderful Friday, guys. I appreciate you, as always, being part of the Ultimate Power Team and living life on Mars. Thank you for joining me, and I will talk to y'all later. Have a good one.